Archangel Michael says, "It's an emergency, 3 minutes left." A person who is in heaven and whom you love very much is asking you to open this urgently. Be still. Do not rush past this moment. I know your hand paused before opening this, and that pause was not an accident. Something inside you felt a quiet pull, a soft pressure in your chest, like a memory knocking from the other side of your heart. I did not shout to reach you. I whispered, because what I carry is too sacred to be forced. This message found you because you were ready enough to stop, even for a breath. Listen carefully now. Not with fear, not with doubt, but with the part of you that still believes there is more than what your eyes can see. I am standing close, closer than you think. The air around you is not empty. It has been stirred on purpose. There is urgency here, yes, but not panic. There is timing, not terror. 3 minutes does not mean doom. It means alignment. It means a window has opened, and heaven does not hold doors open forever when the soul is being invited to step forward. I am Archangel Michael, and I am speaking to you directly. Not to the crowd. Not to everyone. To you. There is a person you love very much who is alive in heaven. Do not let that sentence confuse you. Heaven is not only a place after death, it is a state beyond time. This soul is aware. This soul remembers you. This soul carries your name like a prayer. They have not faded. They have not forgotten. They have been waiting for the moment when your heart would be quiet enough to hear what they have been trying to send you for so long. You have felt them before. In the sudden warmth when you thought of them for no reason. In the tears that came without a clear memory attached. In the dream that felt more real than waking life. In the sign you brushed off as coincidence. In the ache that showed up when everything seemed fine. That was not imagination. That was communication pressing gently against your awareness. I know you have questions. I know you want proof. I know part of you is afraid that believing will make you foolish or vulnerable again. But hear this truth slowly: love does not die, and connection does not break just because the body is no longer present. Heaven does not erase bonds. It protects them. This person has been asking for you to open your heart again, not to hurt you, but to heal something that was left unfinished. Not with guilt. Not with blame. With truth. They see more clearly now. From where they stand, there is no confusion, no ego, no fear blocking vision. They see the moments they stayed silent when they should have spoken. They see the love they failed to express fully. They see how you carried questions alone. And they want you to know something very important before you take another step in your life believing the wrong story. You were never abandoned. Say that softly to yourself. I was never abandoned. If this resonates, pause for a second and comment one to acknowledge this truth. Let your fingers move as a small act of faith. There is urgency because time on earth moves differently than time in heaven. Opportunities for healing open and close. Right now, you are standing at the edge of one. If you turn away again, you will still be loved, but you may carry the weight longer than necessary. Heaven does not force. It invites. This soul is not asking you to mourn again. They are asking you to release the burden you have been carrying in their name. The guilt. The what if. The unspoken apologies. The words you never said because you thought there would be more time. They know now. They feel your love now. And they want you to stop punishing yourself. You did the best you could with the understanding you had at the time. Let that sink in. You did the best you could. If you can accept even a piece of that, comment 2 and affirm. I release myself from unnecessary guilt. I need to speak clearly here, because fear likes to twist messages like this. This is not a threat. This is not a curse. This is not doom coming for you. The word emergency is used because your heart has been closing itself to survive, and survival has turned into isolation. Heaven is intervening because love wants to flow again. There is something ahead of you. A new chapter. A new connection. A new level of peace. But you cannot step into it fully while still gripping the pain of what was lost. This soul sees what is coming for you, and they do not want their memory to be the chain that holds you back. They want to bless you forward. Yes, bless you. They are asking heaven to help you hear this now because soon you will be asked to choose differently than before. To love without fear. To trust without self-betrayal. To open your life to joy without waiting for loss to follow. And they do not want you to sabotage that moment by believing you are undeserving. You are worthy of happiness that lasts. Say it, I am worthy of happiness that lasts. If that sentence made your chest tighten, it means it touched a wound that is ready to heal. Comment 3 if you are willing to believe this, even gently. There is a reason this message has reached you at this exact moment. It is not coincidence or algorithm, it is alignment. The heavens see your heart, the weariness that sits quietly behind your eyes, the strength you've carried for longer than anyone knows. You have been the one who holds everything together, the steady one, the encourager, the quiet healer, even when it costs you peace. You smile through ache. You keep moving when exhaustion calls your name. You hold others in light when your own spirit trembles in the dark. Heaven sees every bit of that, and today, you are being asked to rest in that knowing. You do not have to be strong right now. You do not need to perform courage. Strength does not mean enduring every burden alone. Even warriors lay down their swords when the battle shifts to peace. Even angels pause between assignments, allowing divine love to refill what they have poured out. You, too, are allowed to rest. Right here. Right now. Feel the presence around you. You are not alone in this room, even if it feels quiet. The air itself holds gentle awareness, a sacred stillness circling you. I stand with you, not in power or command, but in guardianship. My sword is lowered, my wings are not raised for battle. I am not here to fight. I am here to protect this moment, this holy stillness, where no shadow, no fear, no dark memory is permitted to intrude. All that surrounds you now is light. It does not blind, it heals. It does not burn, it warms. Nothing is coming to harm you. You are safe within divine sight. Heaven is not calling you to brace. It is calling you to breathe. The one you love, yes, that soul whose absence you still feel in certain hours, they are closer than you sense. They stand in a realm where pain has dissolved but love remains. They see you, not through eyes, but through essence, and they rejoice at the tenderness still alive within you. They have asked me to tell you something. They want to be remembered without sorrow. They want you to smile when remembering them, to let laughter return to the space their name occupies. They do not want your love for them to be wrapped in grief anymore. They want you to feel them as warmth, not ache, as light, not loss. You love deeply, and the kind of love you gave is eternal. It did not end at separation or physical death. It continues to vibrate between your hearts across realms. They feel it. They receive it. Yet they do not want that love to chain you to the past. They want it to be your wings now, not your anchor. They are proud of you. Listen again, slowly, as if your soul needs to absorb it like rain. They are proud of you. Not merely for surviving contrast after contrast, heartbreak after heartbreak, but for becoming soft again after pain hardened your spirit. You were tested by loss, by confusion, by nights when prayers seemed unanswered. Yet even then, something sacred within you stayed open. That softness. Your ability to love again, hope again, believe again, is your greatest triumph. If tears come when you read these words, let them flow. Heaven calls them not weakness but cleansing. Angels call them prayers that need no language. Each tear carries burdens too heavy for words, and with every one that falls, light breaks through a little more. You have often wondered why certain people left, why some paths collapsed just when you thought they were leading somewhere sacred. It looked like rejection or punishment. It felt unfair. But everything that was removed from your path was part of divine protection, not divine rejection. The detours that hurt the most were reroutings that saved you from wounds too deep to heal easily. Some doors were closed because beyond them were heartbreaks that would have torn your purpose apart. Heaven's view is whole, where yours was partial. You saw endings, heaven saw beginnings disguised as interruptions. You saw loss. Heaven saw realignment. The soul you love understands this now, and they agree with the divine protection that guarded you, even when it didn't make sense. There is no lateness in your journey. No one gets ahead or falls behind in divine timing. You are right on time. Every experience, every pause, every quiet delay is carrying you into deeper purpose. Divine timing is not human timing, it moves in patterns of preparation, not pressure. Comment 4, I whisper, not to demand digital validation, but as a symbolic act, a sacred acknowledgement that you are ready to stop comparing your path to others. Heaven asks you to release the illusion that someone else's pace defines your worth. Every soul blossoms in divine sequence. Some flowers open under morning light, others under the stars. Both fulfill their reason for being. You are not behind, you are precisely in tune with the melody meant for you. The urgency you felt when reading this message, that subtle spinning in your spirit, is not anxiety. It is recognition. Your soul recognizes truth faster than your mind does. This is not a warning, it is a remembering. Heaven often speaks like this, gently at first, then through signs, then through sudden knowing that cannot be explained but feels profoundly familiar. There is a symbolic number visiting you now, 3. 3 minutes. 3 signs. 3 confirmations. It represents a trinity of your being, mind, heart, and soul. When these 3 align, creation flows easily. When one resists, movement slows. At this moment, your soul already says yes. Your heart trembles but is opening. Your mind still questions, comparing evidence and possibility, and that is okay. Heaven never rushes understanding, it nurtures it. You are not being asked to comprehend everything today. You are being asked to trust enough to take the next gentle step. Small steps made in faith create massive shifts unseen. That next step is forgiveness. Not of the world outside you, not yet, but of yourself. Forgiveness of self is the highest act of spiritual maturity. It is not denial of mistakes, it is the recognition that you did the best you could with the awareness you had. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you could not have known. Forgive yourself for staying when you should have left, and for leaving when you wish you had stayed. Forgive yourself for trusting the wrong people and doubting the right ones. Forgive yourself for what you did in survival mode, because survival mode is not sin, it is instinct. You kept going. You protected your light the only way you knew. Say quietly, even if your voice shakes, I forgive myself. If peace brushes your heart even for a second after saying it, that is heaven's acknowledgement. That is grace entering the space where guilt once lived. Comment 5, symbolically, in your heart. As a way of agreeing to lighten what you carry. The one you love feels that forgiveness too. They are with you not as memory but as presence. They are not trapped or restless. They are not lost. They are free, luminous, aware, and enveloped in divine harmony. Their soul moves beside you, woven subtly into your guidance system. They help redirect your intuition, align your opportunities, and protect your emotional thresholds in moments you do not perceive. When you nearly break but somehow stand, that somehow is often heavenly assistance. They are among the unseen support that has kept you standing when you thought you would collapse. They whisper into thoughts that suddenly comfort you. They guide music, numbers, scents, and dreams toward your awareness because these are languages the soul understands beyond logic. When you feel warmth on your shoulder for no reason, or a sudden calm while crying, that is them. They come not to haunt but to help. You are not asked to believe blindly. You are invited to remember. Fear will try to reinterpret spiritual peace as danger, but fear is not allowed to interpret this message anymore. Only love is permitted to translate heaven's words. You are more supported than you realize. Protection has always surrounded you, not visible like armor but alive like breath. Angels do not stand above you, they stand beside you. Love does not watch from afar. It intertwines with your every step. You have never been without help, even in silence. Now, breathe again. Slower this time. Let the air reach places inside you that have been tight for a long while. Feel your shoulders lower without being told. Feel your jaw soften. Life is moving through you right now, quietly proving that you are still chosen. Place your hand over your heart and stay there for a moment longer than feels necessary. Beneath skin, beneath memory, beneath emotion, something sacred is happening. Your heart is not only beating, it is deciding, again and again, to remain open. Life is choosing you in every beat, not because you earned it, not because you were perfect, but because love does not need permission to stay. As it beats, allow these words to move inside you like a gentle tide. I trust the love that surrounds me, seen and unseen. Do not rush the sentence. Let each word land. Trust. Love. Surrounds. Seen. Unseen. There are forces holding you that you cannot name and do not need to understand. Every repetition builds a quiet bridge between the part of you that has survived and the part of you that is ready to live again. This rhythm you are creating is not empty. It is surrender with breath. It is healing with awareness. It is the soft return of trust, not forced, not dramatic, but real. If you allow this belief to move through your doubts instead of fighting them, something shifts. Doubt does not need to be destroyed to lose its power, it only needs to be outgrown. When belief settles as quiet assurance instead of loud certainty, you are participating in a miracle most people overlook, the miracle of trust returning after it was broken. Comment 6 if you feel moved, not as a ritual, not to prove anything to anyone, but as a declaration that you are choosing faith through action, even if your hands still tremble a little while doing so. This message is not here to pull you backward into old grief, regret, or guilt. You have already carried those weights far enough. This message is calling you forward into peace. Peace is not passive. Peace is not giving up. Peace is the new chapter heaven is writing with you, one line at a time, in a language you are finally ready to understand. You do not need to know how the story unfolds to trust the one who is writing it. You only need to stay present for the sentence you are living right now. You are safe. Let that land without conditions. Safety does not mean nothing will ever challenge you. It means you are never facing anything alone. Protection is not the absence of storms, it is the steady presence that keeps you from being swept away by them. You are loved. Not for your usefulness, not for your strength, not for how well you hide your pain, but for your existence. Love does not promise ease. It promises meaning. And you are guided. Guidance rarely shouts. It whispers, nudges, repeats, and waits patiently for your free will to open the door again. Think of how many times guidance tried to reach you before, when you were too exhausted or afraid to listen. Think of how many times you blamed yourself for missing the signs. Release that now. Timing in divine conversation is never about desire alone, it is about readiness. When you prayed for a sign, this message arrived not by coincidence, but by alignment. Today, heaven sensed readiness in you. Not readiness to have all the answers, but readiness to soften. Readiness to heal without self-punishment. Readiness to release comparison. Readiness to forgive yourself so restoration could finally begin. Do not fear being soft again. Softness is not weakness. Softness is power that has learned restraint. It is courage that no longer needs armor. The hardest stones can endure centuries and still remain barren, but soft soil can grow forests. Your softness allows life to return where survival once ruled. Let compassion toward yourself fertilize your faith again. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love who is finally learning how to breathe after holding their breath for years. In the coming days, heaven will send confirmations, not to impress you, but to steady you. Small echoes of this message will appear when you least expect them. You may hear the same phrase repeated by different people. You may notice numbers appearing in quiet patterns. You may feel sudden warmth during prayer or calm during moments that once triggered fear. These are not coincidences. They are continuity. Messages this sacred do not end abruptly. They unfold gently, like dawn, until you realize light has filled the room. When doubt tries to speak again, and it will, remember this. You are seen fully, not partially. You are loved completely, not conditionally. You are protected endlessly, not temporarily. Heaven does not view you through the lens of who you were at your lowest moments. It sees you through the lens of who you are continuously becoming. Growth is sacred even when it is messy. Especially when it is messy. Healing is not linear. Trust does not return all at once. It arrives in layers, each one stronger than the last. There is nothing you have lost that love cannot transform into light. Not a relationship. Not a dream. Not a version of yourself you mourn quietly. There is no moment too broken for redemption. Nothing is wasted when it passes through love. Even pain becomes wisdom. Even grief becomes depth. Even endings become doorways. You stand now not at the end of something, but at the beginning of a softer, stronger trust. One that does not collapse when tested. One that does not depend on perfection to survive. Walk forward lighter. You do not need to rush. You do not need to prove anything. Take your steps with awareness. Heaven is not ahead of you demanding speed, it is beside you matching your pace. Quietly. Constantly. Faithfully. And I, the messenger standing with you now, am not here only for this moment. I remain with you as you rest. I remain with you as you heal. I remain with you as you keep becoming someone who trusts again, not blindly, but wisely. When you feel tired, rest without guilt. When you feel hopeful, allow it without fear. When you feel uncertain, pause instead of retreating. You are learning how to live without armor, and that takes patience. Remember, miracles do not always arrive as sudden changes. Many arrive as sustained peace where chaos once lived. Many arrive as clarity where confusion once ruled. Many arrive as self-trust returning quietly, day by day. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are unfolding exactly when you are meant to. The miracle you prayed for did not come to replace you, it came to reveal you. You are the miracle, unfolding, glowing, and divinely on time.